I think my way of looking at it too, from like the taking a break standpoint, is, and like this is something I'm even learning now with just working in general. Like one of the things that was most important to me towards the end of playing junior and then into university was really making sure I had an honest, like good work ethic. That was something that I took super seriously. Not until the end of my junior career and into university. Like maybe I didn't have the maturity yet of really understanding what with a work ethic actually means. And so that was something that I took very seriously in my last year maybe, and then when I was going through university, where it was like I was uncompromising about being somebody that everyone knows works hard. Like that meant something to me. Like that was important to me. Like I want people to know how hard I work, because I don't want anyone to ever question whether or not I'm doing the things that I'm saying or whatever, just because I think it leads to good things in life generally, if that is the type of work ethic you have. So it wasn't to get the attention of having the good work ethic. It was more just to keep myself accountable to have the good work ethic so that I'm doing everything I possibly can to maximize opportunities. Like we talk about with these kids all the time. You want to do everything you can to maximize your opportunities. And that's from a work ethic standpoint, a skill development standpoint, whatever. You want to do the most amount you can to give yourself the best chance. And so for me, that I was somebody that took like that very seriously. What I didn't take so seriously was this kind of deload, de-stress thing. And that was something that I didn't pay enough attention to. That was something I didn't work into my my skill set, because it is a skill. Like deloading is a skill, de-stressing is a skill. Being able to calm yourself down is a skill. All of those things are skills that need to be built, and you make progress through the recovery of the work that you do, not from the work that you do. Like the work you do tears you down, it tears you down, it tears you down. If you don't give yourself time to build it back up, that's where the improvement and the gains are made. And so now that's something that I struggle with. Like I struggle with turning it off. I struggle with taking the break. I struggle with giving myself that time to actually de-stress and deload and do those things that I know I should be doing. But because I never made them a skill that I take just as seriously as the opposite side, which is the very hard work, because I never built that into myself, that's now something that I struggle with. So when things get super stressful or super busy or super taxing, it can just start to compound. And for these young athletes, that's where you start to run into, they talk about burnout. They talk about, you get kids that need hernia surgery. You get kids that no longer love the game anymore because it's just always, all the time, the thumb is on them. It's about perform and perform and perform and do more and skate more and work out more and train more and all this stuff. So this compound effect comes in, and that kid, maybe through no fault of their own, never learned how to walk away. And even though you don't want to walk away, you want to keep doing it. You're making yourself walk away because you know that is what's going to lead to a better outcome for you later on. And that's what makes it a skill. Being able to do that is a skill. Being able to say, I know that I want to do this, but it's not what's best for me right now. It's like a diet thing. I know if I eat this shitty food, I'm gonna like it, but that's not the thing that I should do right now. I shouldn't eat that stuff right now. I should be focused on this other thing. And it's the same type of mental skill that you need to have. I need to say, yeah, I want to go on the ice. I want to keep skating. I want to make sure I am still in the gym. I want to make sure that I do all this stuff. But I know that if I don't take this time off to let my body recover, get back to neutral, think about other things, do some other things, play some other sports, do other activities, spend time somewhere else, that effect of hockey is going to keep compounding over time. And then maybe you'll be a person that doesn't bite in the ass later on, but like I don't know very many people that's the case. At some point or another, most high level athletes, they take some of that time away. And if it looks like they keep touching hockey stuff, that makes sense, maybe at a more professional level. But even for those guys, like they take some time away to do other things,
Yeah. Well, I just look at a couple of thoughts on that is, I know it's hard. Like I do, like there's, as a coach. Okay. So like, it's easy to tell someone that's not your kid what to do. You know what I mean? You got no skin in the game. Like I've got kids that I train that, you know, a lot of kids that I train that you always try to give the best advice, but if it doesn't work out, Or if you could just say, well, yeah, it might not have been good enough, or you didn't listen, or whatever, right? You don't really. It's not your kid. That's my point. So when I have my kid, it's like I have my professional life is to do this, and I have to give him the same advice as everyone else, and I do. But dude, it's hard, and I understand where parents and coaches and when you have a player saying like, what if you didn't like if you took the month off or 2 months off from May to June, and you took it off and you never touched the ice. But what if I could have improved my shot? What if? And maybe, maybe that's going on the ice and just doing those light things and getting those touches keeps you in tune. I don't know. But then, okay, so that's me with my kid. And then I've changed his not I wouldn't call it training, but my concern for and maybe just because it's older, my concern for what makes a hockey player, it's changed over the last few years because and I'll tell you that in a second. But then you listen to Gary Roberts, for example, and here's a guy with a very successful business, played a million years in the NHL, trains people for a living, and works with Seattle and all these different things. Doesn't want them on the ice. He's because you want to get faster. Like basically, like we said, take the fishbowl, straighten it out, recover, get your body healthy, and get proper movements. And we'll work on getting faster, and it translates on faster and stronger, and it translates on the ice, which is 100% true. I've saw that with the track coach. I've seen that like in with our program here and the track coach how much it's changed his skating. My kid. So do you listen to Gary Roberts, or you listen to like someone that just thinks maybe you should just get more touches? Like if I'm leaning on it, I listen to Gary Roberts, but then you go, but you don't know my kid,
Yeah.
and you're like you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
really really hard thing.
Yeah, I can appreciate
Oh
that for
God,
sure.
it's so hard.
I can appreciate that for sure.
But you know what? The kids, but then I always look back at this. If someone breaks their ankle, breaks their whatever, Gabriel Landeskog hasn't played in almost 3 years, and he's going to play in the NHL again. He hasn't done. He's worked out and stuff, but he hasn't been on the ice, so he hasn't. He's probably lost a little bit, but he's still good enough. Someone breaks a wrist, they come back after 6-8 weeks. It's not like they're dog shit hockey players. They get back pretty quick, and that's what I realized more and more as my son gets older, and I'm watching players, and I watch like what's important about hockey. It's not about being, it's not about being fancy at all. It's not. If you have that skill set and that works for you, that's great. But for the most part, it's like you need to be, are you, if you go to a gym and a lot of those kids are getting injured a lot, and you see that. See some gyms like that, yeah, they're good and strong kids and all that stuff, but it's like there's a labrum, there's a labrum, there's a labrum. Okay, something's going on with the range of motion, the mobility. That's probably not taken care of, or is it just a coincidence? Right? If you look at guys, you come from a program where it's just they're all danglers. It's like, okay, that's not the best translation either. Or maybe they put guys that do it. But anyways, success leaves clues again, right? What was my point to that? There was something. Oh yeah. So my training is I realized, okay, working out at our gym and stuff, the program's very good. Most of our kids don't get injured. That's really good. They're stronger, they're leaner, they do the mobility. So like that's a lot of good stuff. They touch the ice. Some don't listen and they think, and that's fine. I get the reason. But I've realized like with my group of kids that really pay attention, it's like let's like right now I don't care if you're on the ice, but if you are, like for example, Yako's going to Guelph, he's a second overall pick. I will take the time with him because he's going to a different league. Like I've been really with the shooting, really working with the shooting. No dusting, no this, no that. And the great thing, he's asking questions. Good. He's interested, but it's not we're going to be totally taxing on him. And then he'll be able to take a break and come back at the end of the summer, and we'll turn it up a notch. So that's with my son. It's like I don't care what you do right now. He comes out and works with us. He's touching the puck. He's not skating. He's just touching the puck, moving the puck, demo some shooting and stuff. But and we'll do some touching the puck stuff in July. I don't even care about that stuff anymore. Like yes, some detailed stuff, and then it's like get back into like some battle drills because that's actually what's important. So some skills, some battle drills, and then go to your camp.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Play some games.
Now, like,
It's not rocket science anymore.